right, and we will come into mountain pose. Finding our breath here. Taking time to set an intention if you would like. And when you're ready, with an inhale, arms wide, reach up tall. Really stretch the body there. And an exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands come down, stepping back to plank pose. Shift your weight forward. On your exhale, lower down. Inhale up to cobra pose, maybe a little cobra pose for first thing. Exhale to a downward facing dog. Holding your downward facing dog for about 3 breaths. When you're ready, with an inhale, walk your feet up to your hands, back into a forward fold. Engage your core, and with an inhale, arms wide, lengthening the spine, come up tall. Reach up, palms together. We'll take an exhale, hands to heart center. One more resting breath like that. With an inhale, arms wide, reach up tall. Palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. And one more sun salutation like we just did. Inhale, arms wide, reach up tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway back up, lengthen through the spine, send your tailbone back. Exhale, hands down, stepping back to a plank pose. Engage the core, shift the weight forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift the chest to cobra pose. And exhale, move to downward facing dog. From the downward facing dog, let's lower the knees down and take a child's pose, just stretching the back a little bit. Taking a couple of moments there. Let's get into the side body in our child's pose, stretching arms out overhead. With an inhale, walk both hands out over to the right, finding a little bit of stretch in the left side. Maybe even crossing the left hand over the right to stretch deeper. And then with an inhale, walking hands out over to the left, getting a stretch in the right side of the body. Maybe crossing the right hand over the left to stretch deeper there. With an inhale, walk hands back to center, and then in, raising your chest up, hands underneath the shoulders as we make our way back to a downward facing dog. And then gently walk your Feet up to your hands, forward fold. Engage your core, inhale, arms wide, reach up tall. Good. Let's bring hands above, or keep hands up overhead. We're gonna find a chair pose here. So chair pose is a new one that we haven't done yet, but it's a pretty simple explanation. Core is engaged, a mountain pose with arms reached up overhead, and then we bend our knees, lowering our seat, reaching up tall, looking up to between the hands. And from here, exhale, straighten through the legs and forward fold. Coming into your forward fold, good. And with an inhale, come halfway back up, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, hands come down, stepping back to plank pose. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift your chest up, shoulders drawn back, cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. As we begin our flow, inhale, right leg draws up behind us. Exhale, right foot steps forward, left toes turn out slightly, raising the chest up, bending the right knee, warrior one. Good. Palms together. Exhale, humble warrior, chest comes down parallel to the ground, reach the hands forward. Inhale, come up, a little bit of a back bend here for a proud warrior. Straighten through the front leg on an exhale, pyramid pose, reaching the chest forward. Hands come down, head comes down. Inhale, bend the right knee, come back to warrior one. Exhale, warrior three, chest comes down, left leg reaches up off of the ground. Inhale, back to warrior one. Let's take a tree pose here, palms together, intertwine the fingers, pointers up, thumbs out. Shift weight into the right leg, left knee comes forward and opens into tree. Just one breath there. With an inhale, left leg comes back, right knee bends, warrior one. With an exhale, hands come down, left toes pivot forward, step back to plank pose. Shift your weight forward, exhale, lower down. Point the toes, inhale, chest lifts up, shoulders draw back. Exhale to downward facing dog. Flowing to the other side with an inhale, left leg reaches up behind you. And an exhale, left foot steps forward, right toes turn out as we raise up to warrior one. Exhale to a humble warrior, chest comes down, hands reach out in front of you. Inhale, come back up, proud warrior, a little bit of a back bend. Exhale, straighten through the front leg, reach the chest forward and down into a pyramid pose. Inhale, come back up to warrior one, palms together. Exhale to warrior three, chest comes down, weight shifts into the left leg, right leg comes up behind you. Inhale, right foot comes down, reach up tall. Exhale to a tree pose, weight into the left leg, right knee comes forward and opens. Good, and inhale, back to warrior one. Exhale, hands come down, right toes pivot forward, left foot steps back. Engage the core, shift your weight forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to cobra pose, lifting the chest. And let's exhale to a child's pose.
Lowering seat down towards the heels, resting the head down toward the floor. Take a couple breaths, checking into your breath, making sure that you still got a nice, slow, steady breath. Take notice here of the energy flowing through your body that we've created with just a few sun salutations. Body's starting to kind of wake up, get warm. All right, and when you're ready, make your way back to downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths in that downward dog. Stretch the spine, lengthening the back of the legs. Shoulders drawn away from your ears, open chest, shoulder blades floating down your chest, not floating together. When you're ready, walk your feet up towards your hands into a forward fold. While in your forward fold, we're going to move side to side just a little bit in a sweeping motion as if you're sweeping the floor with your hands to the right, to the left. Hips move the opposite direction. Head hangs down heavy. Back to center. With an inhale, engage the core, arms wide, reach up tall. Palms facing toward each other. We're going to exhale into a chair pose, bending the knees, reaching up, looking up to between the hands. And with an exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway back up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hands come down, stepping back to plank pose. Core is engaged, shift the weight forward, exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift the heart up, cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg comes up behind you. Exhale, right foot steps forward, left toes turn out and raise up to warrior one. We're going to go right from warrior one to vinyasa to the other side. Exhale, hands come down, left toes pivot forward, step back to plank pose. Shift your weight forward, exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift your chest, cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot comes up behind you. Exhale, left foot steps forward, right toes turn out as we raise up to warrior one. And exhale, hands come down, right toes pivot forward, left leg steps back, plank pose, engage. Shift weight forward on an exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift your heart up, cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. A few deep breaths here, checking in with that breath. Taking a longer rest if needed in a child's pose, or on your inhale, walk your feet up to your hands, forward fold. Engaged core, inhale, arms wide, reach up tall, palms facing toward each other. As we exhale to a chair pose. We're going to go through one more flow, all of our poses. And with an exhale, forward fold.
Inhale, halfway back up, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, hands come down, stepping back to plank pose.
Shift your weight forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift your heart up. Cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up behind you. Exhale, right foot steps forward, left toes turn out, bending the right knee, raising up to warrior one. Palms come together, exhale to a humble warrior, chest comes down, arms reach forward. Inhale, lift the chest, reach up, little bit of a back bend here. Straighten through the front leg, exhale to a pyramid pose. Inhale, back to warrior one. Exhale to a warrior three, shifting weight into the right leg. Chest comes down, left leg comes up. Inhale, come back to warrior one. Exhale, shifting to a tree pose. Weight into the right leg, left knee forward and open. Inhale, back to warrior one. Exhale, hands come down, left toes pivot forward, step back to plank pose. Shift weight forward, lower down. Inhale, open the heart, cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last one. Inhale, left leg comes up behind you. Exhale, left foot steps forward, right toes turn out, raising up, warrior one. Exhale, palms together as we lower the chest into a humble warrior. Inhale, come on back up, proud warrior, a little bit of a back bend here. Straighten through the front leg on an exhale to pyramid pose. Inhale, come back to warrior one. Exhale to warrior three, balancing pose. Chest comes down, right leg comes up. Inhale, back to warrior one. Exhale to tree pose, shifting weight into the left leg, right knee comes forward and opens. Inhale, back to warrior one. And exhale, hands come down, right toes pivot forward, step back with the left leg, plank pose. Organize your breath, shift forward, lower down. Inhale to cobra pose. And we'll exhale to child's pose. Taking a few breaths there. That flow will get you going in the morning, huh? Let's come on up and then onto our back, raising the chest up to lower down onto the back. And from the back, we're going to come into a butterfly pose, knees open wide, bottom of the feet together, intertwine the fingers to wrap around the feet. Relax your shoulders in this posture. From here into a happy baby, pointer and middle fingers, hook your big toes, wrap around your big toes. Knees come a little bit deeper toward the floor. Feet open wide, heels pointing up. Shoulders soft and relaxed. And you can rock side to side here if you like, if that's comfortable.
Bring your feet back together to that butterfly, and then bring your knees together as well. Lift the shins so that they're parallel to the ceiling. And then bring your knees to above your hips. So knees were kind of in towards the chest, now knees are above the hips. Engage your core, and from there, arms reach up toward the sky, palms facing toward each other. Okay. And we're going to move the right leg straight out while the left leg comes straight up overhead. And then back to position, right knee bends, left arm comes straight. And the other side, left leg straight out, right arm up overhead. And come back to starting position, both knees bent. And right leg straight, left arm up overhead. Back to starting position. And other side. Back to starting position. Excellent. Bring your arms down and legs up. Point your toes, and then legs wide. Legs come back together. Bend the knees. Bring your arms around the knees. Hug your knees in towards the chest. It would be appropriate here to take a plow pose if plow pose is part of your practice, or even a shoulder stand. Because of my back injury, I don't want to do that one. But if it's part of your practice to take a plow pose or a shoulder stand, now would be a nice time to do that probably. As a reminder, plow pose is the one where our legs are up and then our hips come up and legs come overhead. Otherwise, whenever you're ready, preparing yourself for our brief meditation, either laying on your back or sitting up, whatever's most comfortable for you. And if there's any other stretch that your body or mind needs this morning, feel free to take that, of course. So in today's meditation, we're going to use imagery. We're going to picture a blue sky with white billowy clouds. And that's going to be the extent of the meditation. We're just going to imagine and picture a blue sky with white billowy clouds and all that goes along with that. I want to offer an alternative for those of you who might not be able to picture things. If you're somebody who can't draw a picture in your mind, then we're going to think of words associated with a blue sky and white clouds. As we're picturing or thinking of the words of our blue sky with white clouds, draw up all the words you can to describe what you're seeing and to describe what you're feeling as you picture your blue sky with white clouds. Maybe you're even smelling something in your scene with blue sky and white clouds. Notice the way your body feels
as you're in this scene of blue sky. If your mind starts going different directions, or maybe your mind starts kind of criticizing what you're doing, just bring it back to the blue sky and the white clouds. Are there any other objects in your scene besides clouds? Is a bird flown through the sky? Or is the sun in your picture? Perhaps the moon is in your picture. And what are your surroundings? Are you on the sand or in a meadow? Are you sitting on a swing with a view from your car window as you're driving someplace wonderful? Blue sky, white clouds. And bring awareness to your breath in this moment, where you're surrounded by blue sky or clouds. Notice if your breath is calm or quick, if it's deep or shallow. Notice your shoulders, if they're pointed down toward your mat, if they're pointed up toward your ears or someplace else. If you're lying down, notice the way your back feels against the mat. Or if you're sitting up, notice the way your back feels sitting up. Just noticing, not trying to put labels to it or judgment to it, but just noticing. Notice the way your feet feel as they've touched the floor, whether your heels are against the ground, maybe the bottom of your feet are touching something. Just noticing. And if you would like to stay longer with this feeling, feel free to stay here. Otherwise, make your way up to seated if you're not already there, or gently bring your awareness back into your surroundings. As we'll close out our practice together. If you've got the means, stay here for a few more minutes. Just being soft. Starting your day slowly, with a calm mind. Otherwise, let's bring hands together at our heart, palms together, elbows wide, shoulders soft. And I encourage you to thank yourself for making it to the mat this morning, for taking care of you first thing in the day. And as always, it's my honor and privilege to get to lead you in yoga practice today. We made it through another week. Today's Thursday, isn't it? We made it through another week. Good job, ladies. And we will see you on Monday. I honor each of you. Namaste. Right, and I'll have this recording available before long in case you guys want to practice again. Yep, we are doing Warrior Two flows next week. Exactly right.